Hello everyone. So today I am going to implement a way to determine the contact location based on hitboxes. So here you can see this sphere represents the location where the sword made contact with the enemy's character mesh. Let me show you again. So here. So right now it's just I'm just testing out the code, how to determine the location. We are not actually using it to drive damages, but you can see how the system determines the contact point. It works for both player and the enemy. Yeah. And I'm actually changing the blood spawn start location based on the contact point. Okay, let's see how to do this today. And later on I will be replacing my distance based damage system with the hitbox based contact point detection and damaging enemies. But for now I'm just gonna test out a method to determine how to calculate the location the sword make contact with the character mesh of the opponent. Alright, before we get started, let me quickly remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects that I have done from the Patreon page. To the date, there are over 2000 videos. For each video, project files are here. And also this is a part of this action RPG with gameplay ability system series, so feel free to check it out. You can watch all the episodes for free in my channel. I'll leave the link to the full playlist in the description. And let's get back to today's tutorial. Okay, so currently I have set these items as default weapons and equipments for my character, and right now I don't have a way to determine the exact location of the contact when we attack enemies. So what I want to do is implementing some hitbox based system so that we can determine the exact point where the sword is making contact with the enemy's body. Okay, so for that, first let me open my weapon. It's in items and PP sword. This is the parent class of other swords as well, so making changes here would propagate those changes to other child swords. Okay, so right now I don't have any hitboxes on this weapon, so first I'll create one and select the mesh, add box, add a collider, box collision. Okay, so I'll match it with the size of the sword. So first let's rotate, move, to match the actual sword mesh, but maybe we only need collisions over here. We can actually change this is just right now, just I need something to work with. Okay, you get the idea. So just keep rotating. Right, now it's like this. So here let's check the changes. Let's check the settings. So it's currently set to overlap all dynamics, and overlap events are enabled. So maybe we don't really need this to overlap with all dynamics for now, but I'll leave it like that. So then let's add one component begin overlap event here, and I think this might trigger events on the player character or the character who currently wield the weapon. It's weapon as well, because that's another actor. So yeah, anyway, let's just see. Let's print the name of the actor who is overlapping with this box. And also one more thing, I don't really need to enable the collisions for this. I don't want to enable overlap events always. I only want to make overlap events when we actually do a hit. So for that we can use this. Let me show the attack ability. Sort attack sort. So here we have attack montages. If I open one of them, you can see we have this start sword attack and end sword attack events. So right now I use that to trigger the weapon trail, but we can use the same two events to enable and disable collisions for this hitbox. So let me rename this hitbox. Okay, so where do we do it actually? Here we have this toggle sword trail. I am calling this through here start sword attack, but to show that where it takes place, let me go to my animation blueprints and start anim notify start sword attack. This is where it happens. So from the character we get the weapon and we call this toggle sword trail. So maybe we should rename this. Or we should have a totally different function. Let's call it toggle hitbox. Yeah, that's better. Enable. Compile. Okay. Okay, now let's call this from here. Toggle hitbox. And we need to enable it. And similarly here we need to disable it. So toggle hitbox, call it with a false, and we need to implement this function in the sword. So yeah, just maybe just next to the sword trail, toggle hitbox. Do we need to replicate this? Let's think about it later. Right now, if it is true, I need to set enable collisions, set collisions enabled. Well, we don't really need this. We could use a select to simplify, like this. If it is false, no collision. If it is true, collision enabled. Is this just query? Let's do this and see. Okay. And by default, at the beginning I need to disable. So hitbox I'll just call this toggle hitbox with a false at the beginning, so it will not accidentally overlap with any objects. Okay, now let's do an attack. You see, third person character NPC, we are actually making contact, but does it? Yeah, see, let me do attacks without going. Yeah, see, it's overlapping with the character who's wielding the player as well. See, that's why I got player here. So how do I check if the overlapping object is the character who is wielding the weapon? If that is the case, we should ignore it. So we can do something like this. Here, where is the event? Okay, here we can check if this is not equal to get attached parent actor. So this walk up the attachment chain from root component until we encounter a different actor and return it. So this should return a reference to the character who is wielding the weapon. So if this is true, that means we are overlapping with another character. So that means it is safe to assume that we have made contact with another character. Now let's see, let me keep this for, let's say, 5 seconds and add a different color so we can clearly see that. Just do some attacks, nothing is showing up as the hits, but here, yeah, now I get NPC. Okay, cool. So now we are overlapping. Alright, now the next challenge is how to identify the location where the sword make contact, the collider or the hitbox make contact with the mesh of other character. So how do we do that? Actually, there is this sweep result, but this does not return any value. I think because this from sweep, if I print this, let me append, I think that is always false. Let's see that. So because this is false, we don't get sweep results. Without sweep results, we can't determine a location of hit. Let's see. See, sweep result false. From sweep false. Okay, so I can actually show you here. If I break this and print any of these, location, no impact point, they would be 0. See, they are 0. So that is useless as far as I know. I mean, maybe there are ways to make this work, but currently I don't know. So let's do something else. Now we know that we are making contact, we are overlapping, we are starting to overlap. So we do know that, and also we know the other actor as well, or the other component as well. So we can do something like this. We can do a sweep box trace for objects. Let's do this, and as the starting point I can use the location of this hitbox. So get word location, that's the start, and as the end let's get that location, or maybe we can use the component as well. Get word location. Okay, and then this is the end, and half size, maybe get word scale multiplied by 0.5. Maybe just doing a line trace could be enough, but let's just try this. Get word rotation. Okay, and the object types. So if I want to get the contact point on the mesh, let's see the object type of the mesh. I think that should be ragdoll or physics body. Yeah, it is ragdoll, collision preset, object type is physics body. Okay, so I'll make object type, I'll use physics body, but maybe later on if we need to detect hit contact points with shield, we may have to change this or add object type that represents shields, but for now let's just try this. And ignore self, that is already done. Maybe we also need to ignore actor parent, attach parent as well. But let's see, let's just see. Let's have a branch to see if we are making contact, and for duration, draw debug type for duration. All right, okay. Let's actually, yeah, let's draw debug sphere in the location of the hit. So break this location, radius maybe 5, red duration 5 seconds, thickness 3. All right, let's see if this works. So if it is working, I should see a sphere. Yeah, oh, it works. Yeah. Okay, it is working, see? Oh, I can actually slow down here. If I press 1, it slows down the game. Let me do an attack. Yeah, it determined accurately. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so it is working. And one more thing. We have a blood trail, blood VFX, and right now it's just attached somewhere like this, so that we see a trail of blood along the sword. But maybe if I change the location of this depending on the hit location, we might have better results, but I'm not sure if that is visible because sword attacks are quick. But anyway, let's just try that. So here, blood effects, set world location to this hit location, and I wouldn't make any changes to the attachment. It should still move with the sword because I need to see a trail. So yeah, and also it's not activated upon the contact, it is activated through the code because I have a separate mechanism to detect hits within the gameplay ability, but then maybe we should change it later. Why am I not seeing any? He's blocking. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. So it's not that different, it's not that clear where the blood appears, but I think that's doing something. So yeah, let me quickly show you how currently the hit detection works. So it's based on this get nearby actors, and then if we consider all these actors are hit by the sword if they are within this radius. So, and also if they are blocking with the shield, they are also handled accordingly. But this is basically how I was detecting hits. So we will change this method later on to drive attacks and getting hit through the hitbox, but I will not do that today. We will look into that in the next episode. So I think we should be able to get more accurate hits. Okay, so thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in another episode. Goodbye.